Hey guys, what's up? It's your host Joe, and today we're going to make a reaction video because if you've heard about Roblox accidentally sent a virus around Roblox that bans people from the game that they were playing forever. So, what should we watch? Should we watch some... Let's watch some Mumbo Jumbo. Yay.
So there's quite a large quantity of people watching this video right now who do their smelting a little bit like this. They've just got some furnaces that kind of dotted around inside their base, and then they open it up, they chuck in some coal, and they're like, oh, I need some smooth stone, so I'll place that in there, and I need a little bit of glass, so maybe just a tiny bit of coal and a tiny bit of sand. You guys get the idea. Nothing is automated, everything is done manually. Now for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, you might have something that looks a tiny bit like this. We've got our furnaces once again, exactly the same situation, but now you can place in all of your items up the top, and you can place tons of items in, and they all flow into the two furnaces. And then we can also place in boatloads of coal in this area right here, and they will also flow into the furnaces, and then any items that are smelted will flow out through these hoppers and down into this bottom chest. It's a tiny bit more advanced, but things can definitely improve. So this rather boring looking line of furnaces right here is going to be transformed into a super fast super smelter, which will allow us to smelt 6 different items at exactly the same time. And I have to say, there were far too many S's in that sentence right there. We're going to start things off by placing the hoppers that go into the top. They're going to be dropping in all of the items. Then we're going to have a line of hoppers running across like this, which is going to transport the items down the line so it actually drops into each one of our furnaces. Now this right here is going to be the input chest for the items that you want to be smelting, and out the back we're going to have a comparator output from this hopper right here, which is going to go into this block with a redstone torch on the side, and then a repeater facing across like this with a line of blocks and then some redstone on top, which is going to be locking all of those hoppers underneath. And then we pretty much want to repeat exactly the same thing on the other side. So we're going to have a bunch of hoppers running into the sides of all of those furnaces right there. Then up at the top we're going to have a block, and then a line of hoppers once again, and we're going to take a comparator output running out from this hopper, which is going to go out into our block with a redstone torch right there, and then a block with a repeater, and then redstone dust running all the way across like this. So that is all of the coal circuitry, and you can place in a chest for all of your coal, and then at the bottom we're just going to add in another chest right here, and we're going to place in a line of hoppers, and that will do it. There is your super smelter all done and dusted. We now have 6 furnaces that can work in unison. Now I know that this design is incredibly simple, but I promise you it actually works really quite well. If we place in all of the items up in the top chest, and then we place in all of our coal in this chest right here, you will see that the redstone occasionally switches off. So the redstone switches off there, and then flicks off there, and it does it every now and again, and that is because the way that this system actually functions is the items travel across in all of these hoppers. So you can see the items will make their way across, and then once they do, when the final item hits this hopper right here, it powers the comparator, which actually unlocks all of these hoppers, allowing all of the items, which there will be 1 in each one of the hoppers, to drop down into these hoppers, and then they'll drop down into the furnaces. So you can see we've got 11 and 11, we've got 12 and 12, 12 and 12, 12 and 12, 12 and 12, and so on and so forth. You have a completely even distribution between all of the furnace, which means that this thing is really, really efficient. But just because it's efficient doesn't mean that we can't make it more efficient by adding more and more furnaces. So let's try working that one out. So I guess the most obvious place to start was to extend out our entire system to the maximum length of this redstone line right here. So no circuitry changes have happened. I haven't changed the way that the system works or anything like that. I've just extended it. So now we have 15 furnaces as opposed to 6 furnaces. Now everything seems to be working quite smoothly. Everything is still being separated out perfectly, and all of the items are flowing in incredibly quickly into the chest, as you can see right here. But I have spotted one slightly strange issue, which is this furnace. It never fills up. That being said, the system is working very nicely. 14 furnaces working all at once leads to a very efficient and quick smelting system. But I feel like we can do much better than this. Yeah, let's increase the size a little bit. Well, that was a fairly simple improvement. I mean, we've just got twice as many modules. We have this chest in the center. We chuck in the items, and it will get sorted out between these two hoppers right here, and it will eventually make its way down into the system. I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? Like, that is a really, really simple way to get how many? Is that 28 furnaces all working at once? 28 furnaces all working at once.
What iron that you need to make?
I'm interested to see how fast this thing actually is. Because it's got to be rapid. When they start flying in, you look, they're coming in 2 at a time. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I kind of want to experiment with something. And here it is. This little system right here will separate items from a double chest into 4 separate hopper strings. So you can see we've got 1 line of hoppers running off like this, 1 line of hoppers running down there, 1 running down there, and 1 running off in this direction. And that's all thanks to these hopper minecarts. So if I dump in a bunch of coal into this large chest, first off, you'll see how fast the items actually get removed. But also you can see that we have coal there, coal going through there, we've got coal going through there, and coal going through there as well, feeding into all of our different systems. So, if this thing works correctly, which by the look of things it does, we should have 14, that's 28 times 2, which means we've got 56 furnaces active all at once. 56!
Wait. He said that right after me. Wait, there's a bit of...
It looks like it's about as fast as hoppers can manage.
It's 100%.
It's constant! We've managed to make a constant furnacing system. Look at this thing!
Dude,
Oh, I so need to get one of these on the Hermitcraft server. It doesn't stop. There's a backlog. There is a backlog of items running in. How insane is that? That is completely bonkers. It's actually too fast for hoppers to handle. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it a day. I mean, this is fantastic and not actually that expensive. You could easily build this in survival mode. I personally could build this in 1 episode of Hermitcraft for sure. And that is definitely something that I'm going to...
Okay. Wow. Let's just watch this Coven Dance meme. The Coven Dance meme. Why? What? Which one? I hate when I let you skip. notifications and hit subscribe while you're there if you liked it or not. Bye.